Okay, Gene, you can play Bayonetta 2 now. Viewers, newcomers, gamers, haters, feminists, we welcome you all. You're watching the Brotherhood of Gaming video game show, the only video game show that knows that high heels and stilettos were invented by a man. So I've been told. So my mother told me. I'm your host, William Morris.
I'm your co-host, Eugene Morris.
Now, as all of you are excited as much as we are, let's take a step back and remember that Bayonetta was originally released for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 back in 2010 in America and 2009 in Japan. And then years later, Nintendo said, you know what, wouldn't it be awesome if we had a game like this all on our own? And then they struck a deal with Platinum Games and said, yeah, let's do that, and make it only for the Wii U.
Console jumping. We can all thank Kingdom Hearts for that.
Well, console jumping or not, Wii U exclusive or not, let's find out and see if the game is actually worth playing. Is it good? Is it not? Does it live up to the hype? Let's find out.
At least your lot still knows how to make an end.
As Bayonetta 2 begins, it's the most wonderful time of the year. It's Christmas! How appropriate! Well, anywho, all is well for our lovely heroine as she enjoys a day of shopping when suddenly all hell breaks loose. You know, that happens a lot these days. And look! They ruined her Sunday best! I'm not complaining. Joined with her fellow Umbrian witch, Jean, the two witches clean house in one of the most epic openings to a game we have ever seen. However, in the midst of battle, Bayonetta is betrayed by one of her demon pets, resulting in Jean being dragged down to hell! Bayonetta then sets out to save her best friend, and along the way, meets a boy named Loki, who possesses mysterious powers. Without going into spoilers, time travel becomes a big part of the story, so this game functions as both a sequel and a prequel. The story moves along with a combination of rendered cutscenes and stills. The storytelling also has its dramatic moments.
But for the most part, Bayonetta 2 moves along with cheeky humor and over-the-topness that would make anyone blush.
Now that you mention it.
Speaking of which, we might as well address the, sexiness of the main character. Look, the bottom line is, you'll either be down with it and roll with it, or you won't. If you're easily offended by such things, then this might not be the game for you. May we recommend Tetris? We know we're just a couple of guys, but we just don't see anything offensive about this game. Because Bayonetta is by far the most powerful character in this game.
Pray tell.
She doesn't sleep around or degrade herself. In fact, she plays around with the other characters. She is the shit, and she's just working it. By the way, when Dante was walking around shirtless in Devil May Cry 3, we didn't hear shit. Just saying. Not all guys look like that, you know. Sometimes a game is just a game. Anyway, the voice actors from the original return with the old faces. Enzo, Luca, Mike Tyson, Rodon. And they're all just as entertaining as ever.
Beautiful.
Don't waste too much time trying to make sense of it. Just have a good time. Lastly, we love her new look.
If you've played Bayonetta 1, then you already know what to expect. Very little to the original formula has been changed, but there are some minor updates. For example, some of the weaponry and combos have been altered for a new feel. We'll explain the game as it's presented. Bayonetta herself has 4 methods of attack, 2 of them on her feet and in her hands. By equipping different weapons to each section and using the weak and heavy attack buttons, you can potentially chain together some very extravagant and deadly combos. that are really outrageous pieces of eye candy to watch, and surprisingly easy to pull off. Throughout the game, you can pick up LPs, which doesn't stand for Let's Plays by the way. You can take these to Rodan's bar, using the teleporters to trade them so you can unlock new weapons. While at Rodan's bar, you can purchase healing items, more attack upgrades, more combos and abilities, and then some. Bayonetta's trump card in the midst of battle is her Witch Time ability. You can activate it by dodging enemy attacks just before their attack hits. This slows down time and everything around you, giving you the time to rack up damage and your magic meter. At certain times, you can trigger the magic meter, which will have the screen turn a bright purple, and all of your attacks will be maxed. Sometimes in battle, depending on certain enemies, you can do special grab moves on them. These grab moves will destroy the enemy with extreme prejudice, and a lot of creativity too. When all of the targets are cleared out in the area, you are rewarded with rings, which are used as currency for the game. Outside of battle, you can find certain areas that have special items hidden, treasure chests, and special challenges. By going inside these challenges and completing the trials, you will be upgrading your character's health and magic meter. In the heat of battle, if you take damage, you can also use lollipops to heal you and grant other magical effects. However, doing so lowers your score though. The less items you use, and the less damage you take, will fetch you a much higher score and a lot of bragging rights. So, practice, practice, practice.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were the most persistent stalker I've met yet.
As far as difficulty goes, you have the same setting as you do in any other game, ranging from casual to extremely hard, so all players are welcome. There is also in-game unlockables like extra characters and costumes. Wow, if this was Capcom, you damn well know all of this would have been DLC. Again, just saying. When you complete levels, depending on how well you perform, you can get special cards. Speaking of which, you have a mode in the main menu in which you can play online, cooperative with players around the world and fight special challenges, while betting money that you made in the game. But beware, the more you bet, the harder the trial will be. Surprisingly, the Wii U gamepad is not hard to use, and it is just as effective as a regular game controller. However, Bayonetta 2 offers a gameplay style that is completely optional. You can use the stylus pin and control Bayonetta and all of her attacks on the screen alone. Not our preferred gameplay style, but it is interesting. The gameplay is hyperactive, fluent, and beyond addicting. But it's also murder on the thumbs.
Forget about it.
This is another area in which the series just shines so brightly. First off, the theme, Tomorrow Is Mine, has to be a candidate for Song of the Year. I mean, just listen for yourself.
You won't know what hit you when I spin around with you in my dust. Then bang, bang, down, down again. It's my desire going for the win. Tomorrow is mine. You bet.
The score is so lovely to listen to, and just like the first game used a classic song, Fly Me to the Moon, this time Moon River is given the honors. We have to give Platinum Games credit. They managed to pick these old classic songs that no one would ever think to use in a hack and slasher, and yet make it work so well. In short, the music is awesome. But that really goes without saying. I mean, these are the same guys that made Rules of Nature.
I'm not one for pets who don't listen to their masters.
Now, if you recall our Evil Within review, and if you don't, here's a link, we discuss our stand on graphics and their place in video games. Do they matter? Sure, to a degree, of course. You want the game to look as good as it can, but that should never take precedence over what truly makes a game good. That being said, Bayonetta 2's graphics are amazing. For the quote-unquote last generation. I mean, my god, look at these visuals. They are far out. Sorry, we just showed our age there. The Platinum team went above and beyond the Call of Duty. Bad choice of words.
Time's almost up.
Bayonetta 2 had a great deal to live up to, and it surpassed our expectations. Not only do you get this brand new awesome game, but packaged along with it you get a free copy of the first game, with updates just like the second one, utilizing the costumes and the touch screen. This is the best thing ever to come from the collaboration between Nintendo and SEGA. Sorry, you Mario and Sonic Olympic Games fans. And hey, if you pay attention to the game, there are visual and dialogue Easter egg references to classic SEGA games. So pay attention! Before we end this though, we have to be responsible and mention this last thing.
Parents, please beware that this is a very adult game. Not only for the adult themes, but there is also a lot of language and pretty gory deaths. So you may want to consider that before purchasing this title for your kids. That withstanding, Bayonetta 2 is very top-notch and might potentially be the best game of the year for the Nintendo Wii U. Here's hoping for Bayonetta 3.
Well, fans, viewers, haters, gamers, and all you naysayers out there, that is our opinion on Bayonetta 2. And we're gonna stick to it like glue. If you guys agree with the opinions, awesome. If don't, well, hell with you. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Check out the Brotherhood of Gaming on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, a whole bunch of, you know, those sites. Maybe Instagram someday, maybe not. And we'll see you next time in future videos. Also, be sure to check out our other videos, other reviews, and our Tales of Retrospective. And as always, gamers, keep on gaming. We will see you next time. Buy the game!